Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Jess, and this is Canyon Oracle. It's a place where we use divination tools like tarot and oracle cards to really inspire healing and transformation in the lives of truth seekers just like you. Today we're going to be answering the question, where is my soulmate? You might be wondering why it's been taking so long to attract true love into your life. Well, we're really going to look at that in this reading today. We're also going to look at other things like what might be blocking you from calling in true love, or what might be going on in the life of your soulmate that might be blocking them from coming towards you. We're also going to look at other things specific, that clues about who your soulmate might be, so you can recognize them when they see you, and whatever else the cards want to tell us. But before we get started, I have to remind you, these are general readings, so some aspects of the reading may not apply to you, or you may find that you choose a pile and it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't really resonate with you at all. I really suggest you never try to make it fit, and either you move on to another pile or you just go to another tarot reader entirely. There's so many awesome tarot readers on YouTube that I've really loved watching myself. If you want more specific information about you in particular and a more detailed reading, I do offer private one-on-one live intuitive coaching sessions where I do use things like tarot and oracle cards to really get to the root of whatever it is that's blocking you, and to get insight about how to move you toward the life you want and attract the real love into your life that you deserve. Let's see. If you have any questions and I haven't answered them, I would love if you left me a comment. I did put some info in the description box below, like info about the cards that I'm using, info about the one-on-one intuitive coaching sessions that I do. There's also a link to a free meditation that I'm giving away, which I think is a really powerful meditation. It's almost 30 minutes long, and it takes you on an inward journey to your higher self, where you can actually get downloaded information from your higher self. So all of that stuff is in the info box below. Again, if you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to leave me a comment. And without further ado, we do have 3 groups to choose from today. All right, my dear. So let's choose a pile, shall we? And if you haven't already chosen your pile, you may want to take a minute to get comfy in your seat and put your feet on the ground and really center yourself in your body and ask yourself the question, where is my soulmate? And then tune into the piles and see which one resonates with you. We have 3 to choose from today. We have group 1, and I'm going to show you the stones closer. We have group 2. And we have group 3. Okay. So once you've made your selection, the timestamps are in the description box below, and I will see you at your reading. Hi, Group 1. Welcome to your reading. Okay, we're going to be using a variety of different kinds of cards today. Some tarot, some oracle cards, some romance angels. We'll look at them each one by one, and then we'll really see the larger story that wants to be told. So let's start with your tarot. I wanted to use my mom's deck. So these tarot cards are literally from the 70s. They're called the Tarot of the Cat People. I don't know if you've ever seen them before. They're old school. I don't think they make them anymore. They may, but I don't think so. Anyway, I used to play with these cards when I was a kid before I had any idea what tarot really was. My mom didn't even read tarot cards, but she had a deck. So these are very dear to my heart. So I feel like this is going to be a special reading. So let's look at where, oh my heavens to Betsy. Okay, so we have the Knight of Wands, the Three of Wands. We're starting with very passionate, fiery energy here into the Lovers, followed by the King of Swords, the Devil, and the Knight of Swords. Okay. So the Knight of Wands energy is like I said, it's very fiery, it's very passionate. It can sometimes be sort of this in and out energy. So because we're starting the reading with this card, it sort of makes me feel like you have maybe met your soulmate already, and that it could be like an ex or someone that you had sort of like a short fling with. Like they came into your life and maybe they've left your life, or it's an on again, off again kind of thing. But then we enter into the energy of the Three of Wands, and this is a very direct, aligned energy. So I love the movement already, where it's kind of like this back and forth, in and out, into okay, I've made a decision and I am going to now direct my energy forward. I also noticed that both of these characters in your first two cards are holding their wands, okay? So this is a sort of a very phallic symbol, the wand energy. And it feels to me like this is going to be a very passionate relationship. So then we move into the energy of the Lovers, which couldn't be like a more poignant card for a love reading, right? And what I love the Lovers in this deck, because you see how they have both white hair, which is a symbol of purity and innocence, and they're wrapped in one singular cloth. So this really speaks to me about oneness in a soulmate relationship, and one that really mirrors each other. So what this is telling me is that whatever issues you're working through right now, I imagine your soulmate is also working through those same challenges, lessons, kind of energetic blocks, if you will. So why that's great is we'll sort of see what it is that has been blocking you from calling in this soulmate energy into your life. And then we can kind of see that probably your soulmate is dealing with the same stuff. So then we have the Knight of Swords, the Devil, and the King of Swords. So what I like about this is a graduating energy, similar to this, right? So we move into this in and out into a more direct, aligned, focused energy. It's similar with the swords as well. Now, I know that we have the knight sort of following the king, but it doesn't matter to me. What I see is two energies that are evolving. So this knight energy is, someone who's on a quest, who speaks his mind, who is driven and clear, but sometimes this knight energy can be like destructive. Like he comes in and says the wrong thing and kind of makes a mess. Well, this king energy is one who also speaks his mind, but he does it with more diplomacy. He is more evolved. He is more mature than this knight energy. So again, what I'm feeling like is there is this beautiful evolution that's happening in this reading already to begin with, which is a maturing of a in and out or confused, erratic, kind of chaotic energy into a more focused, direct, aligned energy. We also have the Devil card here. So the Devil card can speak to a lot of different things: addiction, codependency. What I'm getting very clearly from this Devil card is fear. Okay. So you see how scared these cats are, these scaredy cats? I don't know. I know there's kind of a glare that we're working with here, so I hope you can see that. These cats are scaredy cats, and even the devil. Do you see how his mouth is closed, but just his eyes are open? So to me, that feels like there might even be fears that you can't even articulate, that I would imagine come deep from your past or old karmic energies. So it could even be from past lives. So this Lovers card also can denote past life relationships. So my sense is that this graduating that we keep feeling has to do with like old energies from past lives. It also could, like I said, be about a relationship that has already begun in this life and ended and started and ended, or, because this is a general reading, it's going to look differently for each of you. But if you haven't met your soulmate in this life yet, if you're like, no, that's not me, I haven't met my soulmate, it could also be from a past life, literally. And that there are fears and blocks that you are working through right now in this life, such that you can open up your energetic space and attract in this soulmate. That's here with you. What I love about getting this card in this reading is whether or not you have this soulmate in your life right now, their energy is in your field, which means it's not going to be much time. And time is sort of all relative, and it's this weird thing that we're working with in this dimension, in this life right now. So when I say it's not going to be that much time, I don't know, it could be, I'm hearing a year, no longer than a year. So maybe by next summer, if you haven't already met someone that you're kind of dealing with right now, that's not popping into your head going, yeah, that is probably my soulmate. I would imagine that you are going to meet them within the year. And right now, both you and your soulmate have a lot of fears to deal with, okay? And why that's important is because we can even meet our soulmate, which is my feeling about you, that you have met them and that you guys weren't ready to really come into union yet, because like I said, there have been a lot of shadows that have been coming up that need to be dealt with, a lot of fears, perhaps some compulsive issues, some addictive patterns, some codependency issues. And those have to be addressed in order to be able to really come into union with your soulmate in a way that isn't going to hinder either of your growth. Meaning, we can get into soulmate relationships sometimes and become sort of codependent, where we put all our shit on them, or we put all of our focus, all of our attention, all of our energies that we should be using for ourselves, for our own growth and our own development. We can kind of put it on them and then focus on their shit instead of working through our own. So the universe is going to wait for you to get to a place where you can both work on yourself and come into union with this partnership. That feels like a strong theme right now that I feel like the cards want to speak about. So let's see what other cards we get for you. We got the Magician and the Mirror. I love this card. This is a powerful, powerful energy. It's very reminiscent of the Magician card in the Major Arcana of the Tarot. These are oracle cards. So what this card speaks of is that you possess everything that you need in order to create the life that you want. What does that mean? That means that this lover's energy is already in your field, whether or not you have met your soulmate literally yet. It doesn't matter. You already possess that soulmate energy in your field. It is real. And it feels like, it feels very strongly to me like you already know this and you're already working through these things. So again, whether you've met this person or not, it seems like this soulmate theme is something that you are taking on in your life. And like when I'm saying, oh, you have fears and blocks and shadows, my sense is that you're like, yeah, I know. this is what I'm working on, and this is what I'm working on. And this Magician card is here to tell you you're doing a great job, and those are the things that you want to deal with. I'm also noticing that there is ice and fire, right? So it is this turning on and off energy, similar to this of the Knight of Wands and even the Knight of Swords energy, this kind of coming in and coming out, off and on. So what that's telling me is that maybe that's kind of how you've been doing your own growth work in some ways, that like, you know, you do some journaling, let's say, or read a really good book and you were inspired by it, and then you kind of took a break. And that's okay. That's also a part of our evolutionary process to sort of go in and out of it. I think that why that's important, why I'm speaking about that right now, is because okay, you are supposed to know that you're still working on things even if you're not actively working on things. In other words, pulling back and taking a break is also a part of the evolutionary process. It's also a part of your unfoldment toward your union, toward your soulmate energy. It is natural to ebb and flow, to go through the fire and the ice. It's all a part of it. And you and your soulmate, I imagine, are extremely powerful souls, which is why it's probably a twin flame energy that you're dealing with here. And what does that mean, twin flame? Well, it means a lot of things, and a lot of people have a lot to say about it. So I'm sure you can find a lot of info on YouTube. I'm not going to waste your time, but the part that's relevant to this reading is that twin flame energy is about creating something together. So in a traditional relationship, a man and a woman come together and they create a third energy, a baby, right? That is very sort of a traditional model. When we're looking at the twin flame energy, it's often not a baby, but perhaps a business venture. Or it's some way that you are being of service to the greater good. So you come together and you create something new. You serve in a new way with your two energies coming together. And this Magician is a super powerful energy. So I imagine that both you and your soulmate have the capacity to do great things in this life together, which is why it might not be such a linear path for you. Okay? A lot of times with the twin flame energy, there is this coming in and coming out and coming in and coming out energy. A lot of times on the twin flame path, you break up and you get back together. You break up and you get back together because it's important that you do come out of it, process yourself and your life and whatever shadows came up on your own. And then you come back into union again. So this feels like a very strong theme for you that's coming up in your cards, okay? Which is this thing about hot and cold, coming in and coming out. And I think that why it's coming up is because you're going to know that this is actually what you have been going through. And the cards are here to tell you it's perfect. It's perfect. It's exactly what you should be dealing with. Okay. What card do I want to look at next? I want to look at these archetype cards next, okay? So these are Carolyn Mace's archetype cards. I love these cards. I wanted to get some more specific ideas about the archetypes, literally, that you guys are working with. So we got the monk, nun, the beggar, and the martyr. Wow, interesting. Okay, I'm going to read both the light and the shadow attributes in each of these cards. I really do believe that in each of the cards and each of the archetypes, in each energy that we're working with in our lives ever, we are always dealing with both the light and the shadow because it is all a part of the same line. It is like a spectrum, the different polarities of the light and the shadow. So let's say, right? Why is this important? Because it's like, you see this magician, he has the ice and the fire in his hands. He's still one guy. it is still the same story. It's like two sides of the same coin kind of thing, right? And we do bounce back from one extreme to the other. And again, this just seems like a big theme for you, and I keep repeating myself over and over again. And when I do that, it's often because it is something very important that you need to hear. And it feels very strongly to me that for you in particular, it has to do with this going in and going out. And maybe you've been making yourself wrong about that, or even your relationship wrong about that, or something like that. So it's just to let you know that to give yourself a break about that, or give your relationship a break about that that's just all a part of the process. Okay, so the monk and the nun, the light attribute is selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. The shadow is negative judgment of the physical world and excess piety. The beggar confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival, awakens the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. And the shadow is dependence on others to the exclusion of effort. The martyr is learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. The shadow is addiction to self-piety. So we have a theme here, which is the giving of yourself or the retracting back, right? It is I'm serving my evolutionary process. I am into working on myself and working through my shadows. And then there is this contraction energy, which goes back again and says, fuck everybody. I don't want anything to do with this. Fuck this guy. Fuck my life. Pardon my French. This is not for children. Right? So it's that sort of energy. Again, it is this going in and going out energy. It is the I'm a martyr and I'm going to give all of myself to my relationship or all of myself to the world. And then it is this beggar, I am not enough. I don't have enough. The world is not enough, right? It's the same thing with this monk and nun energy. It is this overly pious energy. And then it is this retracting back into the self. And these extremes are very relevant here. So it is a part of the process, and it is something to work through as well, right? So you're exactly where you need to be right now. This is all natural. This is all a part of your process. And it is also a part of your shadow work, right? So that you can find more balance, because balance is really the goal. It ain't easy, but it is the goal. Okay, let's look at your romance angels now, shall we? You deserve love, heart-to-heart conversations, and let go of control issues. So this control issue card seems very relevant to this reading right now, because this giving all of myself and then retracting back, it feels very controlling, right? So there's something about you that is protecting yourself, okay? That feels very strongly to me. You want to control how this soulmate relationship happens in your life. You want to control the speed of it, maybe. You want to control who it is, what they're going to look like, how it's going to be. You might be someone who has a list. Okay, this is my sense of you, that you have this list and this is the way that it's going to go. And, I want it to be this perfect version of what love is supposed to be. And all of that is, those control mechanisms just come from fear. That's all they do. It's I am not enough, or life is not enough, or love is not powerful enough to be real and true and good for me. So I am going to dictate how things go so that I can control it, so that I don't get my heart broken, or whatever that is for you. Okay. But the truth is, you deserve love. Real love, not controlled love, not a manipulated love, not a love that you get to write out the story for exactly how you want to go, not some bullshit version of love that Hollywood told you is supposed to be love. No. Real love. The kind of love that comes in and breaks up all of your shadow. The kind of love that comes in and makes all of your fears and all of your compulsions and all of your old trauma come to the surface so that it can be healed. That is messy, and you cannot control it. And love asks for surrender. Okay? You cannot predict how love is going to go. You cannot control how love is going to go. You got to surrender to it. And that may very well be your very first step, is letting go of control and surrendering to love itself. Not just the person in your life, not just your lover, but to love itself. And how do you do that? You begin to trust the inherent goodness of the universe. You begin to see that love is the only thing that is real. Everything else is an illusion. Love is what keeps us on the planet. It's what keeps the solar system, all the planets moving around the sun. Like, it keeps us all together. It is gravity. It is life force. It is God. Love is your very nature. Love is who you are. So you can't go get love. Love is just who you are. So the more you surrender to that truth, the more magnetic you will be to true love. And true love magnetizes into your life. You don't go get it. Okay? The next card, and heart-to-heart conversations too. Let's not pass up that, right? So honestly discuss your feelings with each other. So that is going to be relevant to a few of you, particularly those of you whom already have this soulmate in your life. The ones that at the beginning of the reading I was saying, hey, you might have this soulmate in your life that's come in and out and in and out. This person, the cards want you to have a real conversation with them. Okay. And heart to heart means that you're sharing your heart energy, not your mind, not your agenda, not your list of issues, but your actual heart experience, your feelings. You know, it could be your fears. It could be the love that you have for them. Like, maybe you've been hiding and masking your real feelings, your real loving feelings towards this person because you wanted to control the narrative. You wanted to control the story. You wanted to control the outcome. Okay? But you cannot control love, and you cannot control another human being. What you can do is openly share your heart. And that's what is being called of you right now. So, oh my goodness, you guys, this is so perfect. Work through your fears. New moon in Scorpio. So again, fear, guys. We're working with a lot of fear here with this devil card, and a lot of fear with this control issues card, okay? A lot of fear with this beggar card. I'm not enough. Love is not enough. Life is scary. Love is scary. I'm going to get my heart broken again. So I'm going to cover my mouth up and not speak my truth. Well, guess what? Love is asking you to speak up, to take your mask down. Wow. As we're filming this during COVID-19, right? Like, take the mask down and share yourself. The beautiful thing about this card is the new moon is the beginning of something new. So this is the beginning of a new cycle. You know what the other thing that I noticed here? I don't know if you can see this because it's very kind of faint, but there is an infinity symbol above this magician card. So this is about moving through things and the infinite nature of life, which means this is just a season of your life. This experience that you're having right now where it feels like love is far away from you, it's not going to last. This too shall pass. Okay? So that's also very important for you to know that you are at the beginning of a new cycle, a new cycle of the moon, a new lunar cycle. And at the new moon is where we plant the seeds, right? For a new cycle. So that's also important for you to know and hopefully give you hope and peace of mind in knowing that the life is cyclical in nature and you never stay where you are. Okay? So when you want to create something new, you don't want to get too stuck on how things are right now because you're just going to create more of the same, right? You really want to move your vision toward the future. Why is that important? It feels like journaling or creating something. Now, also, okay, so this feels important for you, which is to say that if you are someone who writes out lists of things that you want and stuff, and you've been told that's the right thing to do, here's a distinction that I think is important to make around list writing and journals and creation. It's not about the details of the dude. Like, he's over 6 feet. He makes 6 figures. He's got brown hair and blue eyes and, he lives in Kansas. No. What you want to do is create a list of values, experiences, and feelings. What do you want your experience to be like with your soulmate? What do you want it to feel like? It's important that you connect more to your heart space. This feels like a very important message for you, okay? So that you can get in that energy of love and you can feel your resonance with love itself, if that makes sense. Oh my goodness gracious me, oh my. Look at this, guys. The last card that we have for you, and this was your message. This is your message. This is a card that I pulled specifically for you from your higher self, okay? A message just for you around the story of love. And what did we get? Self-love. You deserve love. And what does it say? This is your prayer, okay? Show me how to love myself. Show me how to take care of the inner child. Show me how to be kind within. When you step into self-forgiveness, so much can change on the outside. So there's something around forgiveness that might be real relevant for you as well. And you're going to know specifically what that means to you. But it's very clear that your next step on your journey to attracting true love into your life is about you forgiving and loving yourself. You beginning to know yourself as someone who is capable of true love, who is lovable, who is someone who deserves love. And to begin to connect with your heart space on a regular basis, like put your hand on your heart and start to speak to your heart as if it were another person. That seems like it is, oh wow, you guys, I just saw on this card, I don't know if you can see this again, but this man is literally stretching his back out and sticking his heart, his chest up to the sky. It's that kind of experience that I want for you, an expansion of your heart energy, so that you can magnetize true love into your life. Because you deserve love, and boy, oh boy, are you capable. And not just of some piddly little immature love. You are capable of soulmate, twin flame, true love. It's in your field. It's waiting for you. And the more I truly believe that the work that we do on ourselves resonates into our soulmate's field as well. So that may seem like a little codependent, and I'm not saying that you can change other people, but what I am saying is that there is an energetic field that you share with your soulmate. And the more work that you do on yourself, the more you connect to your heart, the more you get clear about how deserving you are of love, the more that affects your soulmate as well and gives them that energy and also magnetizes them more toward you. Woo! Group 1, that was a powerful reading. I am so excited for you. I can feel this love that is in your field. I hope that you can too. I have so enjoyed spending this time with you. If this reading resonated with you, a thumbs up would be amazing. Maybe subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be doing more and more pick a card readings. I would love to hang out with you again. Please check out information in the description box about private readings, a really beautiful meditation that I'm providing for free right now to really connect you to your higher self. I thank you so much for your time and attention. I send you so much love and so much light. And until next time, be well. Hi, Group 2. Welcome to your reading. Okay, we're going to be using a variety of different cards today. Some tarot cards, some oracle cards. We'll really look at them each one by one and then see the larger story that wants to be told. So these cards are Tarot of the Cat People. I don't even know if they make them anymore. This was my mom's tarot deck, like from the 70s. She didn't read tarot. I didn't read tarot at the time, but she had these cards and I used to love to play with them, and now they're mine. So this deck is really near and dear to my heart. So I have a feeling this reading is going to be really special. So we start with a Knight of Pentacles energy. Wow, where is your soulmate? Slow going, okay? I get that. This has been a slow process. But here's what's beautiful about this card. This guy is committed. And he may be slow going, but he's coming. And guess what about this card? This is a reliable, steadfast, loyal, committed, dependable dude. Okay. I don't know if you're a woman or a man and interested in a man or a woman. Please just, please just put whatever pronoun is appropriate for you, right? I might say man, but it could be a woman or whatever. The point is the energy of this card is very dedicated, very loyal, very committed, just very slow, honestly. It's not a frivolous knight. It's not a knight like the Knight of Wands who comes in and out and you can't really tell whether they're coming and going. This guy is coming, but he's very slow. He's very meticulous. So there might already be someone in your life right now and you're going, oh yeah, maybe it's him. Maybe it's her. That person is really slow. And I thought it wasn't going anywhere, but maybe it is. It could be that person. All right, let's see what else we've got. The Six of Swords, movement again. Okay, so there is movement here. The Knight is about movement. Again, Knight of Pentacles is slow, but it's still movement. So the Six of Swords is about movement as well. This is really about moving from a chaotic state, one of confusion, into a more peaceful, calm, clear state of mind. So it feels to me like there is progress in the area of soulmate love with you, okay? It is slow, but there's going to be some clarity on the horizon. Wow, the Queen of Wands. So this is a really dynamic, engaging, sensual, exciting, feminine energy. And do you see how she's holding her wand here? Okay. And it looks like it's almost a lantern, doesn't it? It feels to me, like I said, with this Six of Swords cards, like there's some sort of clarity. It might actually be coming in this reading. There might be something in this reading that like gives you insight and clarity, and then you feel better about your progress or where you are or whatever. But there's some sort of insight. It also might be like a breakthrough moment of some kind, okay? That's kind of what it feels like too, that there's like a breakthrough coming. Let's see what else we get to see where we're coming. Oh my gosh, you guys, the 10 of Pentacles. I mean, this is the happy relationship with a mortgage paid. This is literally all of it. Okay? This is the physical realm. It is a grounded relationship in the physical. It also could be about like a family line or inheritance of some kind. So what this makes me feel like is maybe your soulmate is somehow connected to your family or your friend group or something like that. It could also be just like someone from a past life, someone that you've shared lives with. But to me, it feels more like it's someone in this life that is related to your family or friend group or something like that, like, or that you guys come from, let's say, maybe the the same heritage of some kind, the same country, the same ethnic background, the same religious background, something like that, it feels like. Temperance. Temperance, temperance, temperance. Okay, so there's a lot of healing that's going on right now. There's a lot of alchemization that's going on right now. There's a lot of transformational energy that's going on right now. It also feels to me like you might be the healing one for your soulmate in some way. I don't really know what that means yet. I'm hoping that we're going to get some more insight into that, but it just feels like I see this woman here, and she is really like she is like the magician in this card. She is the alchemizer. She is the one that is putting things back together again, or healing things, or combining things. So it is about differences kind of coming together in a beautiful, harmonious way. Then we have the Two of Wands energy, and this is like choices. This is about like seeing a portal and not quite walking through it yet. So there's something about, you see this guy is also walking through a portal here. So there's something about, there's a change that's about to happen, or that is happening right now, or there's a decision that needs to be made that will move the storyline forward in some way, and will give you this breakthrough and will give you insight and clarity. I want to keep moving forward to see what the larger story is. Appreciation. This is an interesting card to get. So you see how she is holding this flower, this blooming flower in her hand, and she's surrounded by these shrubs that are kind of like dead and dying, although there's light pouring behind her. This is a card about not seeing something that's right in your own hand. This is a card about appreciating what you have. So, you guys, it feels like this person is in your life already. It feels like I'm hearing married. Like, I don't know if you're already married to someone, or, again, someone around you, someone in your field, someone in your friend group, in your family line, that you're just like not seeing. And maybe it's because they're super slow. Maybe it's because they're not like the kind of guy that you're accustomed to. Maybe they're just like not, they don't say all the things that you expect them to say, or whatever that is. And you're like, it feels to me like someone is right there and you just haven't noticed them. And I'm getting the chills. So I feel like this is super strong, you guys. There's somebody there. There's somebody right there. And you haven't seen them yet. And you see how she is holding this lantern? It's like you just have to like switch your vision, like just turn around or something. You see how the flowers are right behind her blooming, but she's kind of pointed in the other direction, and she has this beautiful blooming flower in her hand and she's not looking at it? You're not seeing something that's right there. Where's your soulmate? He's right there. She's right there. Okay? And when I say that, whatever's the first thing that popped into your head, that's it. That's probably your person, or that's it, or something. So it may not literally be your person, but maybe it is. For some reason, this feels relevant. Like your mom has been telling you to go to church on Sundays because you're going to meet a nice man there. Listen to your mom. Okay? Or your girlfriend is like, why don't you go to the farmer's market with me on Sundays? Like, there's so many cute guys there. It's something like that, guys. Your soulmate's right there, right next to you. Like, you see how she's like holding the cat in her hand? She's holding the flower in her hand. It's that one. It's that one that you're like, it's not that one. It can't be that easy. It is that easy. It feels like it's that easy, guys. Okay, where do we want to move to next? I want to move to the archetype cards because I want to see the Oh my goodness gracious me, oh my, these are powerful archetypes. Okay, so I'm going to read the light and the shadow attribute of each of these cards because I do believe that we're always working with the light and the shadow of each of the archetypes in our lives, right? So we bounce back and forth through the spectrum from one, side to the next of this polarity. Always these energies, we're working through the full spectrum of them. So it's always important to look at both the light and the shadow. Okay, so the hero and the heroine. The light attribute is a passion for a journey of personal empowerment. The shadow is escapism, a false sense of heroism. Okay, so why this feels important to me is maybe there's something that you feel like your soulmate needs to be this huge, important figure. This feels like it's becoming a big deal that I talk about this. Like, it feels like maybe you always had a vision of your partner being sort of like over the top special, like a hero or a heroine, like someone who was a huge CEO of a company or a celebrity or a sports figure or something like that. Like, it feels, I'm sorry for saying this, I don't mean to be insulting, it feels a little immature in some way. Like, there's something that, and I only say this because, listen guys, I've been there, okay? I used to feel, I'm in my mid 40s now and I am in a relationship with my soulmate, but it took me a long time. I didn't truly fall in love and feel like I'm now with a man that I could potentially spend the rest of my life with until my 40s. Okay, so wherever you are along the way, you're in the perfect spot. And the reason why I can point these things out and see them in other people is because I've been there myself. So whenever I say something that feels insulting, just know that I'm saying it from a place of love and that I understand because I've been there before myself. I was an actress. I lived in New York City, and I always wanted my guy to be like the greatest of whatever that is, like the hottest guy or the king of the nightclub or the wealthiest man or, whatever that was. He had to have some spectacular story. I didn't even like American men for many, many years. I wanted them to have accents and from, interesting places. Like, I just loved an interesting story. There's something about that with you too, that like you want to get to the top of the pyramid. You want the best, right? I feel like that is preventing you because you're like, this isn't enough. Okay. So even if you haven't actually met your soulmate yet, you're holding on to that energy in some way. You're holding on to, I want it to be the biggest, the best story. I want the biggest yacht instead of like stoked with the little sailboat that you have. Enjoy your little sailboat. Okay? Enjoy your little town. Enjoy the people that are around you. You are in exactly the right place. You don't have to get to the top of the pyramid. Just look around. There's beautiful flowers all around you. The next we have is God. God. Powerful archetype. I don't know if I've ever pulled this card from this deck, you guys, and I use this deck a lot. The light attributes are benevolence and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. The shadow is despotism and cruelty, using power to control people. Okay, why does this feel important to exactly what we're talking about right now? God is in everyone. Not just the hero, the heroine, not just the celebrity, not just the rock star, not just the CEO of the company. God is also in the shopkeeper. God is also in the janitor. God is also in the bus driver. God is in you. God is, okay? God is moving through every single sentient living being on this planet. And you can experience the greatness of God, the greatness of the top of the pyramid anywhere you are. With whomever you are with, there is God. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's nowhere to get to. You don't have to get to the best guy, the next thing. It's right here. It's right now. It is literally in your hand. Okay? This feels a very important message for you. Wow. I mean, I'm feeling this in my solar plexus. Like, this is like, I want to cry. Like, it feels like, and I don't want to cry because it's sad. I want to cry because it feels true. If you know what I mean, like, there's something about this alchemization process that is very important. Like, in order for you to actually experience the true love in your life that you so desperately desire, there has to be a recognition of God in everything. And that is your next step. Sorry, my dog is dreaming beside me right now, and he's making funny noises. So if you hear him in the background, he doesn't usually dream loud like that. It's interesting. He might be processing some things for you because he's very good like that. Okay, the next card that we have is the Shapeshifter card. The light attributes are skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything. You guys, I can't make this up. I mean, it's really just unbelievable to me how God is always working through everything. God is working through these cards, you guys. God is everywhere. God is in what? A plastic card? That doesn't even make sense. Why? Because God is everywhere. The ability to see the potential in everything. Everything. Even in a sea of weeds, there's God. Okay? This is the thing. This is the thing that will illuminate your path. This is the thing that will alchemize your soul and ready you for true love. It is your ability to see the potential in everything. Your ability to see God in everything. Wherever you are, God is. And this also feels important. It's not just about your soulmate, it's about you. So if you feel like there's one more thing that I gotta do, there's one more thing that I gotta fix about myself, I gotta just make enough money, I gotta just deal with my thing, I gotta just lose another 10 pounds. No. Stop that chasing energy. Stop it. Wherever you are in your life's journey, there is God, there is perfection, and you need to start to appreciate that. So for you, this might be about making a list of things that you're grateful for every single day, about yourself and about life. Okay. The shadow of the shapeshifter is projecting any image that serves your personal agenda in the moment, okay? So for you, this is about really seeing things clearly, holding up the wand and really seeing things clearly, getting out of the fantasy of love and getting into the earth of it, getting into the gratitude for moment by moment by moment of your life, loving each moment of your life, loving each experience of your life, loving everything in your life right now as it is. There's this thing that sometimes we get in the world of manifesting where we get locked into the life that we truly want, right? And so we think that we're supposed to just look at the life that we want and think about that all the time. Although that is important, sometimes what's hidden underneath that is a rejection of what we currently have. And that energy is actually more powerful than the desire to create something new. So what happens is you get locked in energetically to what you don't want. What happens is you get locked in energetically to the weeds of your life. Because you can't actually focus on the flower, the what you want to create, okay? Because you can't even see that there's actually a flower in your hand right now. And you can't resonate with the experience of true love, which is just loving your life, loving anything, right? You can't magnetize true love inside of a partnership into your life until you can resonate with true love into your life right now. Does that make sense? I hope that it does. Okay, let's look at the, oh my goodness. Wow, powerful readings today, guys. Okay, what's the first card we got? True love. This is the romance of a lifetime. Okay, this, not that over there. This right here is true love. This right here is true love. So if some of you, this is a general reading, it's going to apply differently to all of you. But if there are some of you who have this Knight of Pentacles in your life, know that you can alchemize this guy or girl into true love. If you feel like a part of you is like, ooh, is it really that? Yes. This is the romance of a lifetime. This is the blooming flower that you've been looking for. It's right here. Or it might just be like right around you, and you just have to start to love your life moment by moment, and then he just will show up, you know? I mean, it might be as simple as going to church on Sunday, or going to the farmer's market, or, you know, whatever that is for you, that simplicity of enjoying your life in each moment, where you start to resonate with the frequency of true love, and then it just comes slowly but surely. Pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Interesting. And romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Okay, let's see. What is this about here? So it's again going to be different for different people. But let me see what this pay attention to the red flags. There's something obviously that's also around you that you haven't been paying attention to. So it just feels very strongly to me that there's something going on right in your vicinity that you're supposed to look at. The red flags might be in another person around you. It might be within yourself. I don't see this card as saying like, let's say I'm doing a love reading and I'm looking at you and a specific other person and I get this card. I don't think that it's like, don't go with that person because they're the wrong person. This card, really what this tells me is that there's something that you're not seeing. Okay. And this does feel like a strong message for you. I see that she's holding like a lantern in her hand. I see that she's not seeing the flower in her hand. There's something that you're not seeing in your life. Okay. And for each of you, you're the only one that's going to know what that is. Okay, guys? The next card that we have is a win-win outcome is forecast. Look at this full moon in Libra. This is about balance. This is about fairness. This is like, so if you've been feeling like your life is not fair or things are not fair, and if you only lived somewhere else, this feels like the energy that I'm getting from you in particular is something about this lack of appreciation. Okay. It is something about like, my life isn't enough. My family isn't enough. My home isn't enough. My village isn't enough. My town isn't enough. None of this is enough. Okay. All I see are weeds around me. The cards want you to know that you are enough. Your town is enough. Your family is enough. Everything is enough. A win-win outcome is forecast. Everything, Libran energy is ruled by Venus. Venus is love, partnership, relationship. This is coming to fruition. Everything is perfect. And the cards want you to start to see all around you. Like, I feel like your practice is to walk out the door and look down at your feet, okay? And find beauty in each step that you take, okay? If there are things that you're not paying attention to that are red flags, in other words, there are things that are potentially dangerous, even energetically. I don't mean like a real knife in your face, but like, you know, things that you're not dealing with in your life because you're like, let me just go on to that next thing and escape whatever this is. Pay attention. The cards are really asking you to ground yourself in this present moment. Quit looking to the future and really look down at your feet. And that might be a great practice for you, to really pay attention to your own feet. Okay? To really pay attention to your world around you. Because things are going to balance themselves out. Everything is perfect in your life. That's your new mantra. Everything is as it should be. Let me see it. Let me see it for what it is. Please, God, let me see it for what it is. And with that, let's look at the last card, okay? The last card is a message from your higher self, specifically to you. It is a prayer. And you got the card of compassion. And it says, as you pray each day for greater compassion, a new self is born, drawing new people and experiences. Dear Lord, help me feel ever-deepening self-acceptance. May I see myself as you see me. Oh, you guys. Wow. Is that... I hadn't looked at this card, okay? This is absolutely perfect for what we've been talking about, which is appreciation and compassion for yourself exactly as you are today, for your life exactly as it is today, for each experience exactly as it is today, so that you can deepen in each moment that feeling of self-acceptance, that feeling of compassion, so that you can start to truly love the flower that is in your hand, the flower that is you, the flower that is your life. Okay? And the more you can truly love and appreciate yourself and your life for exactly as it is today, the more you will absolutely draw in people and experiences that resonate with that appreciation, that resonate with that love. The more you will magnetize true love into your life. Okay, group 2. Wow, powerful, powerful reading. I hope that this resonated for you. I would love to hear what it was like for you in the comment section below. If you feel brave to share with me, that would be amazing. If it did resonate, a thumbs up would also be awesome. Maybe you want to subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be doing a lot of pick a card readings. I would love to hang out with you again. I thank you so much for your time and your attention. You know, if you want to spend more time with me, I have a great discount going on private one-on-one readings right now. I'm also giving away a really powerful meditation for free. All of that info is in the description box below. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to leave me a comment. I promise I'll get back to you. I send you so much love and so much light. And until next time, be well. Hi, group 3, welcome to your reading. Okay, we're going to be using a variety of different kinds of cards today, some tarot cards, oracle cards, romance angels. We'll look at them each one by one, and then we'll really see the larger story that wants to be told. Okay, let's start with your tarot. So I'm telling everyone, and I'm going to tell you too, these are like my favorite tarot cards. This is the tarot of the cat people, like straight from the 70s. This was my mom's tarot deck that I used to play with when I was a kid before I had any idea what really tarot was. She actually didn't read tarot either, but she had these cards. So these are like my favorite cards. So this is a really special reading for me. And love is a quest that is near and dear to my heart, and one that I had to traverse for much of my life. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I haven't looked at these cards, just so we're clear. 10 of Cups, you guys? You start with a 10 of Cups? This is total fulfillment and happiness. I mean, look at this guy. Look at these cats. The great thing about the Tarot of the Cat people is all about, like, the cats really sort of show you the energy of the card. And these cats couldn't be happier. Totally blissed out, happy kitties. So what that tells me is that absolutely true love is a possibility for you. Soulmate love and partnership is a possibility for you. And it's actually already in your energy field, which means it's not far away at all. The next we have is the Knight of Cups. Holy Toledo. So if you were waiting for your soulmate to come in, it feels like he's coming or she's coming. Now I may use he or and she. Please just use whatever pronoun is appropriate for your person. Okay, so it could be he or she or whatever works for you. Okay, so the Six of Pentacles. So this is like, let's look at this kind of love that you're supposed to be having with this man or woman. Wowza, you guys. I mean, this is absolutely incredible. So we start with the 10 of Cups, which is just total fulfillment, blissed out, happiness and love of the 10th degree, like the best of the best. The Knight of Cups is like romantic, committed, forthright, dedicated love. The Six of Pentacles is about giving and taking and equally, okay? So this is like, what this tells me is that this love that you are attracting into your life, you are already magnetizing. It feels like you are really, you're really like, I don't know if you watch the other readings, but you feel like much sort of energetically, when I tap into your energy, you feel like you're really far along. Like it feels like you've done a lot of work on yourself, or a lot of work in this regard, or just that you have, you're in a great place really to attract this love. And it feels like it's going to be very, very equal. And it feels like your partner, your soulmate, is very generous. You see how she's giving this huge bowl of food to her kitties? It's like this love is a generous, generous love, which makes me feel like you're a very generous person as well, because we attract who we are, you know? Okay, wow, 8 of Wands. I'm going to just put the last 3 down of the tarot. The 9 of Wands and the High Priest. Okay. So the 8 of Wands is fast moving energy. So if you were waiting for someone, if you have like someone in particular in mind, my sense is that they are coming towards you very quickly. This 8 of Wands is like the arrows of love. It is fast moving energy, and it's often about communication. So it could be like a barrage of text messages or phone calls or something that's like rapidly moving forward. So like I said, it feels like you're really far along. It feels like this is happening very quickly. So it's interesting. Then we move into the 9 of Wands, which is a graduation of the 8, right? Then we move into the 9 of Wands, and the 9 of Wands energy is really like a spiritual warrior. It is someone who has done the work. Like I just said, it feels like you have done a lot of work on yourself. You've done a lot of healing work on yourself. You've done a lot of looking at yourself work. And this 9 of Wands tells me that you are now like, you're set up. Okay. So in the traditional tarot, the 9 of Wands is like a guy who does look like he's been through a war, he's got like a bloody scarf on sometimes, and he's holding his 10th wand, and there are 9 wands, stacked up behind him, and he is weary, but he has set it all up. And now he's ready for whatever is to come. And that's what it feels like to me. It feels like you have this warrior energy. And I imagine that your soulmate does as well, that you both have done a lot of work on yourselves, and you're both in a really great place. You might be exhausted, I'm not going to lie. This nine of Wands energy, you can be pooped and like tired of the quest. And you could be like, how much more work do I have to do on myself because I'm exhausted? Okay. I get it. Okay. I get it. And just know that it's working. Okay. Because you're working with all of the right frequencies that magnetize true love into your life. Okay. And it has been adding up. Then we have the High Priest, which is the Hierophant, okay? And this is about a graduation. It could be about wisdom, higher learning. It can also be about marriage in some cases, okay? In this deck, this guy feels very much like the High Priestess to me. It does feel like a spiritual practitioner. It is a very spiritual card. So it kind of feels like to me like your soulmate is also like some sort of a spiritual practitioner, or like some has also done a lot of work on himself. Or herself, like it just feels like you both have done a lot of work, and there is like a graduating happening where you're moving to the next level. And my sense is both of you are moving to the next level. Okay, let's see what this is. The strategy card. Okay, so this is an oracle card. This card speaks about journaling. It speaks about putting a plan together. It speaks about seeing the larger story before it unfolds. And you see there's a key that I've used this deck so many times throughout the years, and I've literally never noticed that key before, so it seems relevant. It's like, you see how the key is already in the lock? This feels very strongly to me like you're there. You are literally click there. So it hasn't been opened yet, whatever this box is, but the key is there, the lock is there, it just needs to be turned and literally opened up. So there's something about, it could very literally be about journaling. It's interesting because I've been talking about journaling a lot. In the last 2 readings, I talked about journaling as well. I do think that it can be super powerful to put a pen on a piece of paper. So it feels like maybe it's time for you to get into the ritual mode of things. And what I mean by ritual is literally just creating something that you do every day, okay? It could be under the moon, under the sun, and it is a pattern that you do every day for, 7 days or 3 days or whatever it is, where you maybe create an altar of some kind, an altar to love, where you put like things like this, like, things that feel like soulmate energy to you on a bookshelf or something, right? Maybe with flowers, with books, poetry, books about love, things like this, right? And you stand in front of your altar and you do certain things like light candles and pray to the gods of love, or pray to your higher self, or you pray to your soulmate and you say, I am ready for you now. I am available to you now. It feels like that last just little piece where you really lock yourself into that energetic frequency of true love. Because you've done all of the figuring it out. You've done all of the processing, it feels like. And now what's next is to really sort of lock into that frequency. Also, a part of this could be literally writing down on a piece of paper. You see how there's like this quill here? It's like using your hand on a piece of paper is so much more powerful than typing things on a computer. So part of the ritual could be, and I know there's a lot of great rituals on YouTube as well. If you're interested, you can just kind of Google it or whatever, but writing out on a piece of paper in red ink, because red is like that root chakra, passionate love energy, or even pink, writing down a letter to your soulmate. It feels like that could be really powerful to you, as if it's already done, right? Like, I'm so grateful for the relationship that we have. It is exactly what I've always wanted. I feel loved and supported by you. I'm so excited about this life that we're creating together, that sort of thing. And that, you put that maybe in a little box even that you lock up and you put on your altar, and you light your candles every day. And it's like, you already know, it's like, almost feels like, I want you to get to that energy where you know that it's already done. 'Cause that's where you are. You're at the 9, you're almost at the 10. It's like, let's do it already. Let's do it already. Right? So then we have, you are good enough. Wow. Full moon in Virgo. That's a really interesting card. So that might be the last piece that you have done all this work on yourself. You have really worked through a lot of your shadows and all of that, but there might be just this one last piece. Is it really going to happen? Am I really good enough to make? Yes. If you needed some sort of a confirmation, yes, you are good enough. Absolutely. You are capable. You are good enough. True love is your right. as a human being on this planet. Okay? And you alone, as you are right now today, are absolutely good enough. What's also very relevant and important is that this is a full moon, which means that you've already gone through the whole lunar cycle. Okay? You went through the manifestation, the planting the seeds, the work, the blah, blah, blah. Now we're at the full moon where things really come to fruition. Now is the time. I'm also noticing that this is green. This is that heart chakra energy. Like, you already have moved through a lot of the shadows and a lot of the blocks inside of your heart. Now it's just about really unlocking it. And because this is a general reading, each of you are going to really know what that means to you. Wow. Okay. So now we're moving on to the Carolyn Mace's archetype cards. And you guys, green, 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 green. Heart chakra energy is I'm also noticing a lot of the green on the other card. So heart, 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 which means that your heart energy is really strong right now and it's really available to you. Okay? So let's look at both the light attributes and the shadow attributes of each of these cards, because we always work with the full spectrum of light, right? Either side of the polarity, it's like two sides of the exact same coin. So we're always working back and forth through the shadow and the light of a spectrum of whatever archetype we're working with. So that's why I think it's important to always look at the light and the shadow. Okay, so we got the Midas, miser, and the light is entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything to gold, delight in sharing life's riches. And the shadow is, let me see the glare here, hoarding money and emotions, obsessive fear of losing your wealth. So it seems like what that means to me is that you know that you've done all this great work on yourself. You know that you have this huge, huge heart energy. Like, I tap into your energy and you are just like this huge, loving, expansive, heart loving energy. And maybe there's an aspect of you that's like, okay, I've got the key, I've got it all, but I don't know if I want to open it yet. It's like that energy where you can be kind of miserly with your love might be that last little piece that you want to realize that you are not only good enough, but you're always safe. Okay. And that your heart is also safe no matter what happens. Okay. Because there's something about opening and closing up your heart. Like, you've done all this work on yourself. Now let's not keep shutting that heart energy down. So then we have the vampire. And the light makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force. The shadow is depleting others for your psychic survival, chronic complaining, and codependency. So there might be someone in your life who is like an energy vampire. Or it feels to me like maybe someone from your past was like an energy vampire who sucked this life force energy from you, which is why you shut your heart down sometimes. Because you're like, I've been down that road before with that narcissist, blah, 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 energy vampire who I gave, and they never gave back. And so now I keep my heart closed. And maybe there's a part of you that's not as generous and open and loving as you once were. But I'm here to tell you that your soulmate has that same generous energy, because we already saw that, right? Your soulmate, the person that you're going to attract into your life, is going to have that same expansive heart that you do. And you'll recognize it when you see them. Okay, so I think it's important for you to know that you are at this 9 of Wands energy. You've worked through so much. You are so much wiser than you ever were before. You have to trust yourself that you're not going to put yourself in the same positions you were in your past. You're not going to fall in love with the same people you did before. Okay, you did the work. You can spot an energy vampire. When you start to feel someone siphoning your life force energy, when someone is constantly taking from you, you're not going to want to open your heart. You're not going to fall in love like you did before with that kind of energy. So you don't have to worry about it. Trust yourself. You're good. Okay? But when someone shows up and they are giving to you and they do have this expansive, loving energy and they want to give to you, you have to be brave enough to open up your heart. Don't be miserly with it. Don't shut it down. You let your full heart shine, okay? Because your soulmate has to see you. And when I say you, I don't mean your face, your body, blah, blah. I mean your heart. That's how we recognize each other, with our heart energy. So you have to allow yourself to open up that heart energy. So then we have the healer. The light attributes are passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit, ability to help transform pain into healing. And the shadow is taking advantage of those who need help, failing to care for oneself. Okay, therein lies the rub. So it's about you failing to care for yourself. Okay? Why did I just say that trust yourself thing? I think that's important for you. Okay, so that even though you've done all this great work on yourself and you are so far along, that last little piece is about trusting yourself. Trusting that you always have your own back. Trusting that you will always protect yourself. Trusting that you will always give to yourself the love that you need. Okay, that is a big one. With all of this expansive heart energy that you have, that's for you. Okay? Yeah, for sure you want to give it to your soulmate too, but first you want to give it to yourself. And why that's important is because when your soulmate comes into your life, you don't have to then suck them dry, because a lot of times the narcissist energy, or the narcissist energy vampire and the empath are a dynamic that get attracted to each other over and over and over and over again. And it is because what happens is the empath, which is who you are, I imagine this is the energy I'm getting from you, is this open-hearted, empathic energy who feels everything and loves everything and gives everything. You get attracted to giving to this narcissistic energy, okay? And that is because you're not focusing that heart energy on yourself. So I know that you've already done a lot of work on yourself and you probably can see that, but there's just one little piece left that is why you don't necessarily want to fully trust yourself, or why you might sort of lock your heart down still, is because there is like a little bit nervousness about you that, what if I give too much of my heart away again to that narcissist kind of thing. But if you're just giving, or if not you're just, but if you are fully giving all of your expansive heart energy to yourself, then there's no way that you'll feel resonance with an energy vampire again. So you don't have to worry about it. Trust yourself. Trust yourself, my dear. Okay, let's go to the romance angels. Calling in your soulmate, your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. What was I just talking about? Rituals. Can't make this up. Oh my goodness, you guys. So I think a ritual would be really powerful for you, because your energy is really strong right now and you are calling in that soulmate energy. So some way that you could ritualize it, again, just means repeated patterns of doing the same thing. Lighting a candle at your altar, saying a prayer to your soulmate. Prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. This is an important theme for you. Okay. And I think it will remind you too of who you really are, and that you can trust yourself and that you can trust love. Release your ex and codependency. Okay. So your ex was in the reading today, which is why I was picking up on that. Your ex, that energy vampire ex of yours, release them. It's time. Let them go. The time has come to clear your energy. Codependency, addictions are affecting your romantic life. I think that codependency is about that ex of yours, okay? I think that it's time that you've done all this great work. It's time to just release them. which also means on a full moon, it's a great time to do a ritual of releasing. So it's like maybe write that final letter on the next full moon. Okay. You write that final letter to your soulmate, or not to your soulmate. Hold on. Backtrack. You write that final letter to your energy vampire ex. And you say, I fully release you. I release all contracts that I have made in this life or past lives to you. I cut all cords. I cut all contracts. This is about the strategizing thing of letter writing, right? You write that all out. I am done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. And then you burn it under the full moon and you watch them go and you just release it. You energetically release it. Then on the new moon, you create your love altar. Okay. And I would imagine even by the end of that next lunar cycle, you might have called in your soulmate, my dear. So this last card is a letter from your higher self directly to you. It is your prayer. And you got the card of confidence. Divine confidence is completely different from bravado or the ego. You make space for something larger to take hold. Please fill me with your confidence, O love. Grant me courage I never knew I had. So it's time that you just really know who you are. I think it's time that you just allow yourself to step into the fullness of your own heart and to know who you truly are. And that is not bravado. That is not ego. That is simply confidence. Okay? You are not being like your ex if you say that you are a loving person. Okay? That is not narcissism. That is true confidence. And it is courage to say that about yourself. I know what I have to give. I know how much I can give. And I am going to give it to someone who can give it back to me this time. I am not going to allow my life force energy to be siphoned from me anymore because I have a powerful heart. And I am going to give it to someone who deserves it. Not this old vampiric energy, but a giving, loving, nurturing soulmate energy. I deserve that kind of love. I am capable of giving and receiving that kind of love, and I am ready for that love. God, grant me the courage I never knew I had. Right? Because it's right here, group 3. It's right here. You have done so much work. You have so much love to give, and it is right here. It's just a little bit more. Do that last final piece to release that energy vampire from your past and to really create and write out all of the love that you have to give, that you're ready to give to this soulmate that's right there. And they're there to give to you as well. Trust and know that your heart will resonate with the same heart. That same loving heart that you have to give will come back to you. That is a law. Okay, group 3. I mean, you are just like such a lovely person. I have so enjoyed spending this time with you. I am so grateful to have spent this time with you. I hope that this brought you some peace of mind and some clarity. I would love to hear what this reading was like for you in the comment section below. If you feel courageous enough to leave me a comment, that would be amazing. If you liked the video, a thumbs up would also be awesome. Maybe subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be doing a lot of pick a card readings. If you're looking for additional specific support, I know this was a general reading. I have great discounts right now on one-on-one live intuitive coaching sessions, which are essentially like readings that I do with tarot cards to really move you toward the life that you want, to see if there's any sort of last piece that needs to be dealt with. I'm also giving away a really powerful meditation for free that you can find the link to in the description box below. If you have any other questions you don't see, please don't hesitate to leave me a comment. I promise I'll get back to you. I thank you so much for your time and attention again. I send you so much love and so much light. And until next time, be well.